So now we are 4 hours into this broadcast. 4 hours. And guess what it's time for? Like Mussolini, 2 hours late. If he'd come in about 9:30, it'd have been great. Oh,
what's Mussolini?
Well, it's a cross between Semolina and Manicotti. So again, I wrote before I even knew that they thought they had done the right thing because the crowd in the arena was still involved in this last match. I wrote they should thank fuck they're on West Coast time. It's midnight on the East Coast, 11 o'clock Central. If you take out Los Angeles and San Francisco, it was past local news time for 80% of the fucking country. And, I mean, they did the right thing here. They did the only thing they could do because it's a joke. It was a joke with, again, 6 or 7 or 8 guys in the company more over, more known, more qualified, that Adam Page was the champion. They had 3 years. They blew it. They blew it from the start. They booked him to be a milksop imbecile, a cowboy that drinks. First, he's a fucking sad, morose drunk. Then he's a fucking milk drinking cowboy. Then he's driving a Prius with buffalo horns. He's hanging out with job guys. They listed old excrement, listed Page's successful title defenses. Bryan Danielson, okay. Lance Archer, Adam Cole in his current incarnation, and Dante Martin. That's the stunning list of challengers that this champion has turned back during his reign. And it starts at the entrance. Punk's entrance is big time. He's got real music. He's over. He's been somebody. He comes out, there's excitement. And then Page's slow, bland, generic music with the outlaw horse graphics on the screen. And he comes out with that confused look on his face. It's not the same level. So I'm not even saying Adam Page is a bad worker. Mentally, I think he needs some help as far as how to put matches together. But they had 3 years, like I said, and they had decided they were going to make him a world champion, and they did nothing to get that ready to come to fruition. And as a result, they ended up with a world champion, and nobody believes is the world champion. If he'd have been the TNT champion, everything had been fine. But this was, and I mean, Punk, the people are chanting for him. They got dueling chants going after a while, but the people were booing Page a little bit more because that's the direction they'd been led in when Page melted down and had a screaming little childish tantrum in Punk's face last week, and the week before he was going to destroy him and eliminate him and annihilate him and whatever the case. The crowd was into this. They wanted to see it, and they worked it like a fight from the start. The lockups, the stiff shots, the stiff chops. Punk wasn't going to go out there and have one of these fucking clown matches, especially since he's winning the championship. He wants to make it something. So they had a wrestling match. But I don't know, I've liked a lot more Punk shit with other people. I'm not tickled at all by Adam Page. But it was a world title match. They didn't do anything egregiously risky and stupid. They kept it moving. I don't even know. It was back and forth enough that we don't need to go blow for blow. But again, the only thing I thought, will Punk make Page look behind himself before he does the moonsault? Well, they milked the moonsault. A couple times he went for it. He couldn't get it. But finally he did it and just backflipped straight off the fucking top rope, blind into the air, trusting that his opponent, who should be trying to get out of the way, is going to be there. In the go-home stretch, they kept calling for either the go to sleep or the buckshot lariat. And Punk finally, he went for the buckshot, but he fell short. But Page ducked under him, got him up for the go to sleep, and Punk countered that. But Punk went for another buckshot. The first time I thought maybe that was the spot. The second time I think he was trying to get it, he couldn't get it. Because he couldn't land on his feet. That's an odd movement, right? He did it a few weeks ago on TV, but that was not with a 30-minute match in front of it. Anyway, on the second time, Punk clotheslined Page anyway, but he sold his knee, so there's a reason why he couldn't do it. His knee's bad. And then they traded go-to-sleeps. They had the exhausted fight on their knees. Page gets heelish at the end by not only clotheslining Punk over the top rope, but throwing him over the table and taunting him with the title belt. So, I mean, is he going to go full heel? It'd be nice if he went full something. And then they bumped the referee with the fireman's carry. The legs got Paul Turner. All three of them were selling. And then this wasn't a rotten match. It was an okay match. Wasn't Punk's best. It might have been Page's best. I don't know. But the fucking finish, we went straight back to the WWF. Page is standing over the referee who's down. And Punk is selling. And now Page moves in slow motion. And he sees the title belt laying on the ring. And he takes forever. But he goes over and he gets the belt. But he's going to hit Punk. But maybe he's not. But maybe he is. But maybe he's not. You can see on his... Actually, you can't see on his face. It's the same confused look he always has. He doesn't have the expressive facial expressions of all this conflicted thoughts that are going through his mind, but also it's taken for fucking ever. It's sports entertainment. As we've mentioned, you're a criminal. You're going to commit a crime. The policeman has a fucking hair in his eye. He can't see. You've got a limited amount of time. The window is closing. Do it or don't do it. But he's standing there, And finally, he says, no, he's not going to do it. He drops the belt. He goes for the buckshot. Punk picks him up in the go-to-sleep. 1, 2, 3. Whether it was a rotten finish or whether it was just executed rotten, I don't know, because it could have sounded good, but not the way Page did it. It's another of this. If you've been fighting this guy for 30 minutes, you're either going to win it fair or you're going to cheat, but you're not confused at that point. For fuck's sake. And either pick the belt up and clock him with it or don't. But everything came to, and it was so long. And the people saw a title change, so they popped on it. If that had been any other body but Punk winning that thing, by the time that Page got finished deciding whether or not he was going to do it, do you think anybody would have given a shit?
I think everyone's a little tired of that melodrama around everything with Adam Page all the time. The drinking, the Young Bucks forgiving him for the drinking and not interfering when he won the title. During this match, Excalibur on commentary was like, we all know Adam Page has dealt with anxiety and stress. Like, we do? I don't know that. Do we know that? Was that established? He deals with anxiety and stress?
Well, that's why he was drinking and hanging around with job guys and taking them on rides in his lawnmower.
Is that why he held the belt and couldn't figure out what to do?
Yes, because he's anxious. Who the fuck knows? It's somewhere in their minds, there's a story here, but it looks stupid when they try to present it because they don't know what they're doing.
Well, let's talk about the positives. The right guy won.
Right guy won.
Took a little while to get it on Punk, but the right guy right now has the belt. For whatever you want to do with the company, however you want to try to grow it or get the word out, this is the right guy to have the belt right now. Don't you agree?
Well, Danielson would have been the right guy in December, I think it was. And Punk is the right guy now. If we'd have got Danielson in December, could we have gotten Punk and Danielson? I'm just...
I think we're still going to get Punk and Danielson. When are they going to start
giving us the big money matches? When are they going to realize that we don't care about the amateur class? We want the big money matches.